Dark circles, blue circles, blemishes, redness. Where should concealer really go and which one is right for you? With so many formulas out there, choosing the perfect concealer can feel impossible. In this video, I'm breaking down everything. Exact placement, blending techniques, textures, and pigmentation. All the tips you need for flawless coverage. We will tackle the biggest struggles: placement, creasing, and shade choice. And remember, concealer isn't just for under eyes. It works for acne, redness, mature skin, hooded eyes, and oily skin. Don't apply too much, the concealer will crease. I take a thin amount on my ring finger. That finger gives the gentlest pressure and tap it under my eyes. Focus on the area right beneath the orbital bone and don't forget the inner corner. You want to hydrate without overloading the skin. A light tapping motions is key. Never rub, just press gently. Love this cream because it's hydrating without being heavy or greasy. It sinks in quickly and plumps the under eye area. So how do you layer concealer with foundation, before or after? Here's the rule: if you are using a color corrector, that always goes first. Since most of us are beginners, I recommend apply color correction before foundation. That way, your foundation will help blend everything seamlessly. For brightness, you can use a lavender corrector. For purple or blue veins, peach or orange correctors are the most effective, since orange cancels out blue and peach cancels out purple. If your under eye area are more purple, go with a little bit yellowish concealer. It will work the best. For dark brown circles, you want something with a bit of orange or red undertone to neutralize that shadowy look for your regular concealer. I'm using the Kosas concealer. It's highly pigmented, so it cancels out any strong discoloration around the eyes perfectly. It's usually not a problem to apply foundation that sets on its own under the eyes, and the challenge comes with the very dew or glowing foundations. If you bring those under the eyes, they will crease until you set them with a powder. Now let's apply foundation and see how well it covers the orange corrector. The key here is to keep the color correcting concealer only on the areas with the blue, brown, or purple tones. Don't spread it onto normal skin, and as you can see, it already looks so much better. Next, I want to show you another category of concealers, buttery texture. And I'm actually going to do in the wrong way, the next trick. How do you hide chorus or rosacea? The trick is using olive tone concealer. It neutralizes the reddish area on your skin. The intensity of the green or olive you use depends on how strong the redness is on your cheeks. I will show you on my hand, which is very dry with a lot of fine lines. As soon as I melt it into the skin, you can see how pigmented it is, and one touch is enough. And because I always work in thin layers, I really appreciate this kind of formula. Look at the texture, buttery, moisturizing, and it doesn't sink into the deep wrinkles. Now, I'm going to use an olive green shade to neutralize redness. I don't have a rosacea, but I do get red areas around my nose and a little bit with the extra blushes here. And this corrector works perfectly there. This hack works best for this kind of red things too. What is the difference between concealer for dark circles and concealer for blemishes? Dark circle concealers are usually lighter, more hydrating, and focusing on brightening under the eyes. Blemish concealers, on the other hand, are more pigmented, matte, and buildable to cover a spot without emphasizing texture. It lasts all day without creasing, and the formula works especially well for oily skin. Place a small amount directly on the blemish, wait a few seconds, and then gently tap it in with a warm fingertip. This helps it blend seamlessly into the skin without moving or looking cakey. I also like to use it to the area where I have the most thinnest skin, on the sides of the nose near the inner corners, just to show you the power of the pigmentation and matte texture. No wet skin or creases, just perfect formula. Let's add a touch of autumn to the look with a lipstick. I found it so beautiful. It's a muted berry pink. Before this, with just concealer and foundation, I looked a little pale and tired. Just trust the process. I know it looks so dark now. Some colors can be very dangerous and enhance the skin imperfections even after using concealers. This shade is really perfect for the fall season. Just wow, it's incredible moisturizing, so it feels amazing on the lips. The texture is like balm. It melts onto the lips immediately, making application effortless. Formula is so smooth and creamy, it glides on like a dream. Now let's talk about another concealer. A true legend, I'll apply it right into my inner corners where I have discoloration. Before that, I remove everything from the skin, of course, just to show that for mature skin, you don't need to layer tons of products here. Just a hydrating eye cream and this super pigmented matte concealer is enough. What's the best setting powder technique for under the eyes? Let's talk powders. I'll start with the simplest and probably my favorite. Feels so lightweight, doesn't emphasize texture, and even fills in fine lines instead of making them worse. I've shown this powder so many times that you probably don't even want to see it again. Givenchy loose powders. The original was totally matte with a blurred effect. Not everyone needs a full matte face, and for example in fall my skin is already on the dry side, so I prefer something with a little glow. The satin finish is a game changer for photos. Direct sunlight, flash, it smooths everything out with the reflective particles, but still looks natural. Actually, Shiseido, one of my favorite brands, has the same approach, both matte and satin options. Almost every brand does now. Check your powder. If it flies up into the area when you dip the brush, that's good. It means it's lightweight. If it doesn't move at all, you probably need a thinner texture. Once you try it, your life will never be the same. They sit as one soft blurred layer, like real-life Photoshop. And finally, let's talk about baked powder from Kosas, the classic shade and the light pink. The pink shade is perfect if your skin is looking a little dull, tired. It instantly brightens the complexion. Just a soft, healthy radiance. I love using it under the eyes or across the high points of the face when I want to add freshness. And the light shade of powder can create that soft Hollywood triangle under the eyes. Smooth and lifted, without having too really on heavy concealer or tricky blending. Powder is also amazing for softening the edges between blush and bare skin. So everything looks seamless and natural, and you can easily sharpen the cheekbones. Just apply the powder under the bone, just to create the soft contrast. They don't feel heavy at all. There is a reason so many makeup artists love baked powders. And setting spray is one of the easiest way to prevent concealer from looking cakey or dry. It works by lightly hydrating the skin and melting powder and concealer together, so everything looks seamless and natural. I'm using the L'Oreal setting spray. This one gives a gorgeous natural finish. The spray helps the product settle into the skin instead of sitting on top, reducing texture and fine lines, while also increasing longevity. And you can use it after finishing your full makeup or even just after under-eye concealer, depending on what you want to fix. And for mature or textured skin, setting spray is a game changer. It softens harsh edges, blends everything together, and keeps your concealer looking fresh all day. And this is our final result. Let's add a bit more blush. Remember, a bold lipstick always looks best when supported with some color on the cheeks. I want to show you visually. On one side I apply the white concealer and on the other I have a peachy shade. Which one gives the best result? So in natural light, the white concealer actually makes me look a bit older. It can emphasize texture, but under strong professional lighting, it creates the best illusion of light and really sharp cheekbones. The peachy shade, on the other hand, looks smooth and soft and more natural for everyday wear. Of course, as always, all the products I used are listed in the description box, so you can recreate this look at home and try some tips. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more tips, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next makeup guide. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Ciao!